This is Najmus Sahar, Assistant Professor English, Government College of Technology, Multan. Today, I would like to share the key ideas from Mariappan Jawaharial powerful message: Stop teaching, start learning. This concept challenges traditional teaching methods and shifts the focus from what teachers do to what students learn. It invites educators to rethink their role, their mindset, and the entire learning environment. Jorials argue that education should not be centered on the teacher, the syllabus, or the lecture. Instead, it should focus on how much and how well students actually learn. He reminds us that teaching is an action, but learning is the outcome. A class can be full of explanations, slides, and activities. Yet, students may learn little if the process is teacher driven rather than learner driven. This shift requires educators to move from being knowledge deliverers to learning facilitators. Joriel highlights that students do not learn deeply by only listening. They should learn by doing, thinking, asking, discussing, experimenting, and reflecting. In other words, learning happens when students engage, not when teachers dominates the space. He encourages teachers to create environments where students take responsibility for their own progress, becoming explorers, not simply receivers of content. Traditional teaching often means the teacher talks most of the time. Students copy notes. Lessons follow a rigid structure. Assessment focus on memorization. Joriel says that this model was built for the past, a time when students only needed information. But today, information is everywhere. The real skill is understanding, applying, analyzing, and creating. So the goal of teaching should be to ignite curiosity, not to fill notebooks. In the stop teaching, start learning philosophy, the teacher becomes a learning coach, someone who asks powerful questions, encourages exploration, provides tools, not answers, designs activities where students think deeply, give feedback that guides growth, creates experiences instead of lectures. This approach transforms the classroom into a learning ecosystem, active, dynamic, and learner centered. Joriel emphasizes experimental learning, the idea that students learn more by experimenting, solving real problems, working in groups, reflecting on mistakes, connecting lessons to life. Because when students discover, the learning becomes meaningful and permanent. He reminds us what learners discover on their own stays with them longer than what teachers simply tell them. A key insight from his message is that students thrive when given choice and autonomy. Teachers should give students space to explore their ideas, make decisions, ask their own questions, learn at their own pace, take ownership of their progress. This builds confidence, self direction, and a lifelong love for learning. Joriel argues that true learning cannot be measured by memorized answers. Instead, assessment should evaluate creativity, critical thinking, problem solving, application of knowledge, real world understanding. This helps students grow, not fear exams. Finally, Joriel encourages institutions and teachers to move from a teaching culture to a learning culture. Less lecturing, more facilitating, less content coverage, more understanding. Less teacher control, more student ownership, less fear of mistakes, more experimentation. When teachers stop focusing solely on teaching and start focusing on learning, classrooms become empowering spaces where students don't just pass exams, they grow as thinkers, creators, and leaders. To conclude, we can say that Mariappan Jawaharial's message is simple but profound. Great teachers don't teach the most, they help students learn the most. Thank you very much, audience, for listening and watching our TEDx review. We'll come back again for some new topic. Till then, stay blessed. Allah Hafiz. Thanks.